Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Tacoimposters for June 29th, 2022. If you hear things moving around and rustling or whatever, I'm doing what's it called? I'm painting a keyboard, keycaps. So just give me 30 seconds to figure this out. I'm putting on a shirt that I can wear. And just sets the beforehand, but you know, we'll go with it. There. That's even all I need. There you go. There you go. So yeah. So what was I saying? Gonna say. Yeah, so I think this is gonna be the first episode I don't post on YouTube. Post onto YouTube because I just don't care. Like, it's just such a hassle to do. I have 2 episodes that I never posted because they were, one has the audio straight on a mini DV tape, and the other one just, there's corrupt video. So because it's corrupt video, I can't get all of it out, so therefore it's just going to be all stupid. And there's a whole section that's not there. So anyway, I'm not saying it's terrible. Oh. Dang it, okay. I'm just saying it's not great. It's like, oh, okay. What the heck just happened? Why did it go anywhere? Sorry about that. So yeah, I need to see if there's a plug somewhere. Well, I can wait 90 minutes, I'm sure. Anyway, I've got some topics to talk about here. Ow. So if you hear anything, again, I'm painting a, what do you call it? See my keyboard? Keycaps, so. If you hear like these clinks and clanks, it's because I'm recording. Oh, sorry, painting. So I want to do something while I'm recording, considering I'm only doing audio now, and I don't have anybody else to talk to. So it's not like I have to talk to someone and look like I'm engaged. So anyway, what was I saying? Going to say? Yeah. So I don't know what else. Where is it? Yeah. I was watching back to the videos that Linus and Luke were doing on LTT, right? And they were doing a thing on what's it called? Linux, right? Oh, wait, let me set a timer. Linux. And they were doing Linux challenges, right? Which was the whole like use Linux for a month, I think it was, challenge. And it was like use Linux for a month, and they were having very big problems with Linux, certain things, because they're doing coming at it as like a gaming platform, 100% gaming. Like, oh yes, I'm doing this just for gaming. I want gaming, which makes sense, right? That's what they came out as because they're gamers, right? The thing that people were like, well, if you don't come in with like a gaming attitude, you'd have a much better time trying to figure out. Sorry, what's it called? How to do this, because you do it with a different mindset, or like I think I saw comments or I made comments where it was like, yeah, but if you came at it with more of like a threw somebody at it who was like trying to do something even more productivity or whatever, rather than just like it's got to be gaming, then you definitely have a better job of finding what you needed to do. Like I'm rewatching one about productivity, right? Just random productivity tasks, like things that you would do on Windows, like second nature. You wouldn't even think about it, right? On Linux, it's a hard thing to do because like they're also not thinking in that way. They're like, well, whatever, but they do it, you know. But they do those things on Windows. It's just somehow on Linux it's like hard. I don't know, because I don't know, you know. I really don't know, because I don't really do it on. Like one of them was, well, I was also watching somebody react to that on the Linux in the Linux community. So because I was watching someone do that, I was like, oh, okay. Because was basically what I would have probably have done, which I wouldn't have thought of until that guy said that in the video I watched him react to the thing with, it was, he was trying to digitally sign a document, right? And I was like, okay. Makes sense, makes sense. Luke pulls up something he uses in Windows, right? Which is, like, fine. It worked. Linus had to, like, make a certificate and, like, do it properly and have a place to actually, like, sign it, basically. Like, tell it where to sign it kind of thing. And then the guy I was watching, I don't remember his name, don't ask me his name, right, was just kind of like, well, I would have taken my graphing tablet, my Wacom or whatever, graphing tablet, would have taken it, would have said, would have made a, like, gone into GIMP, made a signature, and then taken that signature and set, and like, upload, like, made it a PNG, and then just saved it as a PNG, and boom. And I was just like, oh, that makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. Although it's a little bit confusing for some people, and if you don't have a graphing tablet, that's, we'll see, almost dumb, right? Because you're not going to do that. The way my mom did it on, it was on Mac, on Mac OS. She figured out that, like, hope not. Sorry, just thinking of something. Sorry. Well, she what's the word? She printed the thing. Just a sec. Signed it and then scanned it, and I was just like, oh, that's a good way of doing it. That's the way I would probably tell most people to do it. Just oh god dang, it hurts. Just considering, like, otherwise you're like doing this, like, jumping through hoops and backwards, whatever. It's just like, oh god, I don't want any of this. Like, yeah, no, you don't. Yeah, no, you probably don't. You know, want any of it? It's like, no, I don't. Which, I mean, I don't blame people. It's kind of not ridiculous, but kind of like, what? Huh? Not podcast, you idiots. So, that was just one thing. And Linus couldn't get his done just because he had to, like, figure out a whatever. I was just like, what? Or it's like one of those things, you know, it can't be that hard. And, like, no, it was surprisingly confusing. Like, oh, really? Yes. Like, I probably would have failed a challenge like that because I would have been like, how do I do this? Like, what am I doing here? How do I... Wait. No, that's not what I wanted at all. That's okay. I could probably put some more white on it, but, you know, at this point in time, I might actually put white on it. You know what? I might fix it with more white. So yeah, like, even someone like me who they made other points, things like it's not counterintuitive for anybody. Like the one point that they made in the first episode, and because I'm watching wine shows too about it back in the day, back when they were doing it, so it was about 6 months ago. I'm sorry, it's about almost a year ago now. And it was stupid things like, you'll have those, like, listicle lists, like, best distros, right? And then you'll also have, and so in those stupid things, they'll have to say things like, and this is the same list, the same listicle article, same article. You'll go from Ubuntu is easy and user-friendly to Ubuntu is kind of a pain in the butt to set up. Kind of a pain to set up. Well, you can't be user-friendly and a pain to set up. That doesn't work. No offense, that doesn't work. Like, don't give me that crap. You can't be both. It doesn't work. And they're just like, yeah, you can. It's user-friendly once you install it. It's like, no, but that's stupid, though. No? That doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, whatever. Stuff like that, where the jargon. Also, he made the point of DEs, right? He goes, whoa. DEs, right? What are you talking about, DEs? And it's desktop environments. And I was like, you would think that the distribution and desktop environment are the same thing, right? No. It's like saying mint and you want cinnamon, or you want... What's the one called? There's another name for it. Anyway, mint is the one I know of. Or like Ubuntu, you want GNOME? There's another name. There's another one for it too you can get. But anyway, it's just like a okay. Sorry, I'm just like yeah. So it's like okay, well, I guess like whatever. So, you know, and that's one I was always told to get. It was one of two. It was always, you know, right? It was always cinnamon or Pop! OS. And I was like, Pop! OS. Pop! OS seems like a much easier thing. Although, from what I've heard of Luke's experience, right, cinnamon was this like incredibly intuitive, like for certain things. It was incredibly intuitive and easier than you'd ever imagine. You'd be like, way more intuitive than you'd ever imagine. Like, some things, like, one thing was updating, right? There wasn't 1,000 weird places to update stuff. It was just, he went into his Linux, and it just opened. Like, once he installed it, he was like, oh. And, like, a pop-up window came up and said, here are things to install. Updates. Here's a place to like install updates. And I was like, really? I was like, yes, 100%. And I was like, oh, actually? And it's like, yes. And he's just like, no, seriously, like this is all I do. He's like, yes. Then he updates it all, and then a little tiny window would pop up with this little thingy saying, would you like to update? Or updates available. Right? Like updates available. Don't have to update it. Don't have to do anything. That's it. That's all. It's not intrusive. It's not Windows at 5 a.m. just decides to update randomly. It just works. Like it just works and updates. Like it just updates. Or it just doesn't even update. Doesn't update. It doesn't update. You know, it just doesn't update. If you don't want it to update, it won't update. So, anyway, to me, I think that's a little bit strange, but because I'm used to Windows updates just randomly updating whenever it feels like, which is like second nature to me now. I'm like, oh, really? It just updates randomly. Well, you're doing something really important, or you leave something on, but you didn't save anything because you're like, whatever, I'm okay. Or you think you're okay. You're like, I'm okay. Where it's like, oh, okay. Like, whatever. So it's really not counterintuitive. That's the thing that I hate about Linux. It's not counterintuitive. It's not in your face easy. Can I give it to my mom, my dad, or my brother? 100% no. Like, just no, I cannot. In this day and age, no, I cannot. In this way, Linux is running, not even close. Not even close. The way Linux runs right now, not even close. But could I give it to someone who, who kind of knows a little bit about Linux? Or sorry, about computers? A little bit more about computers like me? Of course. My friend got Linux running on his like camp computers, and I was like, that's amazing. Like, that's amazing. And I'm like, legit, that's absolutely amazing. Like well, first of all, you got it running is not hard, but like you convinced them to let you run Linux? How did they not just go, terrible idea, no, no, no. What are you doing, right? I don't know what Linux is. I'm not worrying about Linux. I'm not running Linux. That sounds terrible, right? It sounds actually awful. Because everybody thinks Linux is some impossible thing to run too. Like, oh, it's so hard to run. It's like, yeah, it probably is, to be honest, for most people. But it's not the worst. I have to say right now, it's not the worst. Now that I've run it on my own, like myself, I ran Pop! OS for a month, I think, for about a month. I was just like, last year, when the only reason I switched back to Windows complete, like 100% fully, was because my Pop! OS wouldn't run, what's it called? The internet. Like, the internet just wouldn't work. I was just like, I couldn't connect to the internet for some reason. For some strange reason, the internet just wouldn't work. Sound was always bad, but that I figured, because once I learned, like, oh, and everyone's like, yeah, everyone's told me that it's been bad. It's been like the crutch of Linux forever. It's been like the downfall of Linux for like ever. It's been a big problem in Linux for like ever. The other one was the internet just wouldn't work, and I was like, oh, and they're all like, have you tried this, and this, and I'm like, I tried all your stupid, weird, cockamamie ideas for things. Didn't work. None of them. Not a single one. Not any one of them worked. You know, it's like none of them. None. Not a single one of it worked. And they're just like, well, I got nothing. And I was on a Pop! OS specific, like, what's that thing called? What's it called? Matterport, which is like I guess a forum-y type thing, like a Discord type of thing. So like, this is stupid. What the heck? Let's actually make it a little bit fatter on that side. But yeah, like, I'm not saying Linux is a terrible product. It's not. It's just that they make it out to be such this, like, oh, now it's so user-friendly to use. Well, you're an idiot who didn't look up a lot of things beforehand. Like, I hate people who come into you going, come at you, like, with this, like, well, you didn't Google it first? Google doesn't work for you? And I was like, Google works fine, you schmuck. You bum. Why do you think I'm here? Because I didn't get anything on Google, stupid people. Like, seriously. I didn't come here firsthand and think, oh, well, you're going to tell me how to do everything. No, of course not. I came here because I went through all of Google and found nothing that would help me work really well. Now, don't get me wrong. I probably didn't look hard enough. But don't give me that crap of like some person looking up at Google, not finding basically nothing, or all this jargon, and just going onto like a forum or a Reddit or a Discord and going, well, how do I do this? Right? I'm not telling you how to do anything. It's like, fine. Fine, you suck, but fine. Fine. You want to be that way? Fine. I'll be like that, fine. You know, because you like want to be like that, fine. You see, I'm just like blowing my paint dry. So yeah, fine. Anyway, I'm not going to say that it's awful, but I'm just saying, like, come on, people. Don't give me that baloney. Also, if you know what I should put on keys for keycaps, just let me know. Right? Just let me know, because I'd love to, like, look it up. Or I'd love to have, like, I think 1 minute on it. Oh, sorry, something I was looking at, sorry. I didn't want it for something else, but it's okay. Yes, it's like, you know, it's like, oh. Ah, dang, it's dry. Is it dry? Okay, yeah, it's dry. Oh, well. That's okay. I'm trying to do different things here. I don't know if I want to say this out loud right now because it's not done yet. So, but I'm doing, video game stuff, a bit of like pop culture-y stuff, things where it's like, I don't know. Ooh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab this and grab some more white. That little color right there, I need a bigger white. Yeah, we're going to add a drop of white on there. Nope, not that much. Way too much. Dang it. Actually, it's not that bad. Just like I gotta tell my mom that her soup is done in her pressure cooker. Huh? The soup or whatever you're making is done. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. So yeah, might be a cut there. Sorry, I just had to go do something. Oh, I'm back though. Ooh, dang it, that's gonna suck to try and dry and not get it off. Now let me see if I can do it like this. But yeah, so Linux is not a user-friendly, intuitive way of doing anything. Like nothing. I mean, it's getting so much better because Luke was saying stuff like, 5 years ago I did things, and like 5 years ago, I would have almost been impossible to do that. Like just full on, just like, nope, impossible. Now it's like, oh, that makes sense. That's intuitive. That works. That just does what it does. That's amazing. Know what I mean? At least as far as I know. I don't know. I haven't done all those things. But a thing that would drive me nuts, because there's something that I said, right? It was that file extensions. They were talking about how file extensions on Linux can mean nothing. Like, can mean absolutely nothing. Can mean nothing. Zero. Bub kiss. It can mean nothing. And I was like, nothing? Like, nothing. It can mean nothing. And it's like, wow, okay. That's stupid, but okay. I'm like, yes, it is stupid, but it's just a hint of what it could be contained inside that document. Like, not actually what's in the document, per se. But what could be contained inside that document. It's all a matter of, well, it could. You never know. Like, it could be in that document. Probably not, but it could be in that document. It might not be, but it could be in the document. Like, why is a PDF or a PNG or a whatever file, text file, not what I'm asking for? Like, the worst would be, the thing that would drive so many people bonkers in that regard is the fact that, the thing that I hate is how, well, first I saw it in, which I understand now that I'm looking back at it, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Or, like, that's okay, I kind of understand it now. But the one that I thought was the stupidest was, I'm taking an MP3, an MP4. This is an full MP4, just MP4. No problems with this, it's just an MP4. Right? No, I should leave it like that, actually. You know what, I don't leave it like that, yeah. MP4, just an MP4 file. Simple MP4 file. It decides to be stupid and, no, sorry, not that one. Yeah, no. And not work, because I wanted to put it on a, what's it called? Wanted to put it on a, my PSP, right? And I was like, and it was like some stupid thing where it was like, you have to convert it. And I was like, why though? It's just an MP4. And now I learned, like, oh no, there are containers, and like the actual thing it's in is not, like, MP4 does not mean MP4. MP4 just means the container, not the codec. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. I think that's what I meant. Different this and different that. I'm like, oh, okay. Which containers do make a difference. It's just, or whatever, that file extension does make a difference. It's just not to the extent that you think. It's not the actual format the file's in. It's more like, I don't know what's contained in. I don't know how to explain it because I don't even understand it fully. But yeah. So just a sec. What was I saying? I don't know why I said just a sec. So yeah, like that's what the stupid thing about it. Because that was the first time I saw that. No, I had to I had to download some stupid cockamamie, like really dumb. What's it called? Like something that shouldn't be, but oh well. What do you call it? Like file converter. Like whatever, fine. For PSP, whatever, fine. That was not the worst. I just realized that what's it called works. Oh god. I realized what's it called works, so I'm like whatever. What's it called works. Am I actually gonna get another glove or other hand? I just realized. I'm getting all over my hand, and I'm like, well, we shouldn't do this, right? Anyway, what was I just talking about? Yeah, so that was the first one. I'm like, should be a thing that works, but whatever. Oh, I don't need this. We actually would, actually. I don't know. Oh, no. I'm actually going to put it back. But, yeah. That was the first time I saw it. Second time I saw it was when I was using my 360, my Samsung Gear 360, and I went, wait a sec. Why does this not work? It's an MP4. And I would convert with my phone, and it would take like 2 days. I'm not even joking, to upload a video for my podcast. Then it was like, well then, fine. So then I did it on my computer, and it took like maybe a couple of hours, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it was. Like enough time, 3 hours maybe. Enough time to be like annoying, but not enough time to be like stupid, you know what I mean? Like, drive me nuts, so. Anyway. What was I saying? So yeah. Kind of dry, good enough. Dry enough for me. Dry enough for me. Go for it. So yeah. It's like, oh. It's the kind of annoying, like, oh. Okay, well. I was like, whatever. You know, I kind of had this, like, whatever, fine. Fine. Look, fine. This way, that way, and up. Yeah. Good enough for me. You know what? And then the rest is going to be yellow. Cool. Right. So, yeah. Look, in my opinion, the stupid... I was like, no, because I realized, I'm like, I know 3 people who might use this sometime in their life, and they would go out of their mind. Like, obviously, I'm sure new ones work way better now. New 360 cameras work way better now. But just the thing is, it's like, but they would use something like that and just go out of their minds and be like, oh my god, no way, like, no way, you're kidding me, right? And it's like, no, that's exactly what happened. And one of them, who is very tech savvy in that space, like the videography space, he would figure it out. But after hours, I'm talking hours of just, what do I do here? Why is this work? Thinking he's gone completely out of his mind. Like just fully out of his mind. Like, wait a sec. Because he's an editor, right? The video editor. And I'm like, he would eventually think he was going out of his mind and eventually think, oh, use something like Handbrake, convert the file. Oh my god. You know? Or Adobe, what's it called? Adobe File Converter, but what's it called? Adobe. I remember the name last night when I was thinking about this. But yeah. Media encoder. Adobe Media Encoder. So yeah. That's the thing. It's like, oh, you son of a bimbo. Because you wouldn't think of that. You just wouldn't think of it like that. You just wouldn't. You'd be like, well, you wouldn't. You'd be like, it says MP4. Why is it not just an MP4? This is stupid. This is just really dumb. And it is. It's really stupid. Because it's in a different way or container or whatever, and it's like, it's just dumb in my opinion. That black? Flat black. Okay, it doesn't look flat black. It looks like a grayish color, but maybe because of all the paint on top of it. Anyway, so yeah, it's just annoying that way. It's so like, what? Why? It's an annoying kind of, you're not serious right now. Yes, I am. No, I am. I'm 100% serious about what's going on. So what? Why? It's like, because it's stupid that way. But that's the way it is. It's like, what? Okay, well then. You know, like, well. Anyway, going back to Linux. I hate this paint, how it like, because if I'm using like enamel paint or I'm using oil-based paint, it likes to make that like big goopy, like oily, like blob, as opposed to, or it's a little shiny, as opposed to like the acrylic or matte paints where it's like, or like not oil-based, where it's like flat and just like goes right over something and it's just flat, like there's no like big bubble. You know, bubble stickers? That's kind of what happens. It's kind of annoying, but okay. So if I go back to my topics, right? Linux. Yeah, he was also talking to the fact of like, this has nothing to do with Linux, but he's talking to the fact of like he knew it's, or a professor like was telling him, or he heard about professors like observing the fact that their kids, right, his kids, did not know how to use a file tree. And I'm like, okay, I don't blame the kids, though. Powerful searches exist. I don't blame the kids for thinking, why would I need to do that? Like, why would I ever need to use a file tree? I never go into things where I go into a root file structure of anything, which is true. I don't use it ever either. I've used it like 4 times in my life, or 5, maybe 10 times in my life, maybe a dozen times, maybe. So for me, it's like, okay, well, whatever. I don't really care. And I don't really care. And I don't need it. And it's like, whatever. Sorry, but for a lot of people, that sounds like a foreign concept to not know. It's like, how you not know this? It's like, well, I don't know it because I never use it. And it's like, well, yeah, fair enough. Just because it's a mainstream thing doesn't mean you know how to use it or you ever use it, right? That's just my opinion on the matter, right? I think that's fine enough for me. So yeah, because he was talking about file trees, and he's like, how? You're the tech-savvy generation, and it's like, powerful searches, they don't need it. They just don't need it. Like, that's not a thing they ever do. Which is fair enough. I don't either. I'm in the tech-savvy generation. My generation and the generation above me, technically, because I kind of fall under different categories. Anyway, whatever. I'm just saying, I think I'm in the Gen Z, whatever. Oh, sorry, no, sorry. In the millennials, but whatever. But anyway, point is, my generation and maybe the generation above me. Anyway, you would think that they would know. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't want that many. I want this. Nope. Get off. There, cool. No, cool. 1. Two. Whatever. I don't think it's going to make a difference to me. 3. 4. It's supposed to be Pikachu's tail, but okay. I think I'll understand this, but people will be like, what is that? I can see people being like, what the heck is that? It's Pikachu's tail. Yep, okay, got it. So good. I'm done with that. So yeah, like for me, I'm like, that's crazy how you not know that. Or someone like Linus, like, that's crazy how you don't know that. But then it's like, and the professor's like, no, but see, the professor thinks that every generation probably just knows, right? Or these generations just know. You know, basically they come out the womb knowing. And it's like, no, not really. Honestly, not really, no. Although they know a lot more than the last generations, previous generations, but we've hit this point of, like, going from like, knowing how to use a computer in a very fundamental way, like root way, as in, like, knowing how to, like, get anywhere in a computer through text, to all GUI, to even in a GUI, you don't even know what you're doing. It's weird. To me, it's, like, kind of strange, because, like, no offense. How do you not know how to do some certain things? It's like, but I realize, I'm like, yeah, but no offense. People just have this, like, oh, I do my one thing on, like my dad. I know how to do 3 things that I need to do. I'm getting a phone call from somewhere I don't even, or no, I know where it is, but I just don't know what the heck. I know nobody there. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, like my dad. He does 3 things on his computer. He opens Word, and he knows how to save a Word document. He opens his emails. He knows how to send one, receive one, open attachments, all that stuff. And he knows how to Google something. Other than that, he doesn't have to touch a computer ever. I mean, sometimes he'll open up whatever, or a file will be sent somewhere, so he needs, like, Adobe Illustrator. Or, sorry, not Illustrator, Adobe Reader, right? Are these people trying to contact me? I don't know. I thought it'd be spam emails, but damn, I gave my phone number for some reason, and now they're freaking not leaving me alone. It's like university or college, whatever. And I'm like, fine, you can do whatever you want with this. Just stop crapping all over me anyway. Spam text messages, man. I didn't know that was a thing. Anyway, what were they saying? Yeah, so, like, at least for me, it was like, seems like a stupid thing you wouldn't know how to do, but I guess not. Also, another thing about Linux is the open source community, where it's like open source and free and secure. Yeah, no, that's not always the case. You're always installing random software off the internet, or random scripts off the internet to run, or random this, or random that, or random this, or random that. And it's honestly really weirdly whatever. So, like, I was trying to run a GitHub script, and he was like, I don't know how to. First of all, I didn't know how to download it. Second of all, I'm downloading a random script on GitHub. That's a stupid idea. That's a terrible idea. Oh. Yeah, no. P. Can I say that? You know? That sounds like a very sketchy idea. And he's like, and Luke's like, yeah, it does seem sketchy. Because it kind of is. You know? Now, I'm not saying they're all going to be, you know, viruses or whatever. But, like, bless you. Sorry, somebody sneezed. Yes, I was like, but, like, 100%, like, definitely like, well, yeah, it could be sketchy. You don't know. I wouldn't download. Obviously, I would download crap on the internet. I do it all the time. I'm just like that guy who downloads like everything off the internet, cracks and hacks and hoops and dupes. I don't care. But like, my mother shouldn't, my brother shouldn't, my dad shouldn't, my friends shouldn't. Like, they should. A, should know, but B, like, just because they know not to doesn't mean they don't. Like, Google something and go, oh, this is what I download. Random link number 1, which has nothing to do with anything, but it's kind of close to what you want. So you're like, oh, well, it must be what I want then. So, you know, that's good. There we go. Where did I go? But yeah. Although, yeah, there's all those like security things on Linux. You can have security, whatever's. But like, seriously, seriously, it's like, no, most people don't have it, and if they don't, or if they do, let's just don't download random crap on the internet. Like, just don't. That seems like a stupid idea, to run random crap on the internet, but yeah, look, I'm not going to go there, because, like, there are those people who download everything. They don't give a hoot, they download everything. And then there's people who only download things if it has, like, specifically whatever. And also, they have to, like, make sure that that's you if you're sending it through emails. Like, oh, this is you, right? It's like, yes. Oh, okay, good, yeah. Right, okay, yeah, good. And it's like, whatever. Like, to me, it's like, whatever. Each to your own in both ways. Like, I don't want to be either of you. Let's be honest, but I don't want to be either of you, but, you know. So now I'm trying to figure out what I should draw on the rest of this. So that was GitHub. That was file extensions, right? And you get another one, which is all distributions, desktop environments do things differently. That's the other thing. Like, Luke was flying through some certain tasks, right? Certain tasks that they were trying to do, for either whether it was gaming or non-gaming. He was just, like, flying through the fact that, like, oh, so on my distribution, it just works. And it's like, no, really? It's not all distributions should work. It's not every distribution should work. Just work. Like Windows, where it just works. But no, they have to be dumb. And they have to be really stupid, and I have to, like, do it slightly differently. Every distribution has to do it slightly differently. He was using Mint, and Linus was using Arch, right? Or Manjaro. Oh, a fork of Arch, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Or based on Arch. Anyway. And it's like, on Mint, it just works. On Manjaro, it was like, oh, what? I have to go through a cockamamie backwards process? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. Why? Because. Because, why not? Also, what desktop environment was he using? He was using Cinnamon? I don't know what the Manjaro one was. No, sorry, I don't know what the Manjaro was. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Manjaro, one was, so don't ask me, but yeah. Yeah, anyway. Look, in my opinion, I think Linux is Linux. I'm going to try probably Mint Linux again one day. I have a hard drive, so I think I'm going to take something off of one hard drive, but anyway. My opinion on the matter is Linux is Linux, and it'll always be Linux, and you'll never get, with the attitudes that you have now, which are things like, the one thing that I think is really dumb too, is a stupid jargon that you don't understand. That's one thing. Which is like, like DEs. Who's going to know what a desktop environment is? What does that mean to you? What does that mean to the average consumer? They're like, oh, the desktop? Oh, like the desktop. Like, whatever. You can't have desktop environments in Windows or Mac. You just have what you have. The other thing is the command line. Stop telling me that, well, you should know how to use the command line. Or, like 2 weeks into it, you go, how long have you used, Linux, right? And they're like, or this Linux. And it's like, oh, blah, 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 about this long, whatever, blah, 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 yada, yada. And then they proceed to, like, school you with this, like, or, like, reprimand you in this, like, Linux? Well, you should know how to use the environment by now. Sorry, the command line by now. It's like, no. I'm not coming here to learn command line, per se. I'm coming in to learn how to use Linux. And I want an easier way to do it than the command line. Stop making it the crutch of, like, well, this is how you do it. Like, well, this is how you do it. You're an idiot if you don't do it this way. And don't get me wrong. There are people who can probably command line their whole entire Linux. They can open Linux, or start Linux, run Linux, open any software, play the games, launch the games through command line. Like, don't get me wrong. That's probably a thing that exists out there. But to me, it's like, I don't want any of that. I just want, if I don't have to, I don't want to if I don't have to. I don't want to if I don't have to. Anyway. That's just Linux for you. It's stupid. It's dumb in a lot of ways, but it's really come a long way. It has. It has. People say that a lot. They're like, Linux come like super far, because what's his name was saying that? Luke was saying how about 4 or 5 years prior he had used Linux, and he was like, wow, has it come super, super, super far. Sorry. But yeah, so that's Linux. Since he used it last, so. What was I saying? Yeah, so I think that'll be it for now, guys. So I think this is the last video, so not in the link in the description anymore. Oh, no, there is. Yeah, there'll still be a link in the description. But only on, what's it called? Only on Anchor, or wherever you watch and listen to podcasts, right? Right? So it's, yeah, so in the description there's the Discord, there's the Patreon, and there's the email if you want to, get in contact with me. Questions, comments, concerns, any of that stuff. But, what was I going to say? So, yeah. I also stream every day on my other channel, just my name, Angela channel. It'll be a picture of a taco. So if you want to come and watch, well, not every day, but almost every day, right? And so, it's pretty good. And then, yeah, tell me what I should do with my channel, what games I should play, what 360 videos I should make, what things I should do with my camera, where I should go, what I should do. I'll probably make a video of going to the Biodome, the maybe Insectarium, the Planetarium, and Botanical Gardens. So yeah, stay tuned for something like that. I got something special coming out either this week or next week. And then other than that, I think that'll be it for now, guys. So, adios, mi amigos.